Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. I got home from work and decided I wanted to come out and do a little bit of work on a dually. Try and get some things figured out. As far as I told you guys once before, that is way overcharging. Like if I touch, yeah. Anyway, if I take my voltmeter and put it over here on the passenger side, alternator is putting out 40 volts. So just kind of trying to go through and doing a process of elimination. You can see like this right here, I'm going through and cleaning all my grounds up. You can see how dirty that is. Maybe not making a good connection. This one's on the driver's side right there. So I'm taking and cleaning everything up. Taking and cleaning everything up with my wire brush and putting it back together. Just trying to figure out what the issue is. Did get some of the grandpa gear removed, as one of you guys said. Or I'm sorry, you guys say de-grandpa'd and I called it grandpa gear. So took the old boat basket out, cup holder. I did clean some of the inside of the truck up. Dash is all clean. I'm going to go ahead and just take these few bolts out and pull this whole shifter console out and just hit that with basically it's a garden hose and some soap and water and clean that up. Door panel didn't turn out too well, but we still need to do quite a bit of sweeping. Ran into a little bit of issues here. I was up in the back of the truck the other night. It was trash night and stepped right here and fell through. So that is all rotted out. There is a seam right around in here someplace, and I think that panel goes from up and then rolls back around, and now it's your bed rail welds to with the spot weld. And I think this whole panel is all rotted out because I came down here. Hold on just a minute. There we go. Now we can hear. I came down here, was looking. Now I looked at this when I purchased the truck, but I didn't notice. Well, we'll go over that in a minute. You can see right through here, that right there, that's the spray-in bed liner. So yeah, we got, and then there's also some rust in the bottom of the rockers, all the way through. Up here is not bad, so we may be able to just patch this bottom side, not certain. But got a little bit of work to do, and wouldn't you know it, it's starting to sprinkle. So just trying to deal with that overcharging issue. The other night, as I was taking some of the grandpa gear out of it, I did do the codes on the odometer. You just turn it forward, back, or on, off 3 times, and the odometer will actually read off your codes. And this is what I come up with. The P2502, 09, 03, and then the 2146 and 49. Now these are all electrical issues, possibly overcharging. And then this one here was A and B as far as the injector harness. So and I did have to Google those. I didn't know what they were, so I Googled those to see what they were. This is my first common rail, so it is all new to me. Everything was overcharging. So I did do some other searching, read some forums and stuff like that, and it's become, well, I found out that the voltage regulator is in the ECM. I'm hoping that I'm right with that. If I'm not, let me know. But what I found out is the voltage regulator is in the ECM on these trucks, and it's non-repairable. So it's basically either, hopefully it's the grounds, or it's a new ECM. So we're hoping we don't have to do a new ECM, because now I have to do a bed too. Rocker panels are all right. We can live with those for a while. They're not too concerned. One of the doors is got some rust on it. So you know how when you go and buy something and you become blind to the bad because all you see is the good? Well, that was with me on this truck here. You know, You know, I think I told you guys last time he was asking $5,000 for it. I end up paying $3,000 for it, so I'm not hurting at all. You know, do the rear end on it. Looking at Yukon. I really don't know what's wrong yet. We still have to pull that center section out. Matt out at Popeil Diesel, he is about 2 weeks out from getting the truck in there. He was at an event and he just fell a little bit behind because he was out of town for a week. So just waiting on him to get the dually in, to get that rear end fixed. I'm kind of wondering, and I may have discussed this with you before, I'm not certain, if it isn't something to do with the pinion, because there's an oil galley that goes up in between the two pinion bearings, like where your crush sleeve is for your preload, and there's a bunch of shavings that's fell down inside that oil galley. So I'm wondering if it's something that's bound up within the pinion, or the pinion bearings or the crush sleeve, because of all those shavings that, sorry, I'll spit it out, of all those shavings that is down in there. So just kind of with some of the things I'm thinking, need to go through. What else? Also, I have two people inside. They want me to raise the front to match the back. I was thinking personally I would like to lower the back to match the front, but that's just me. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You know, hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you think. What you think the truck would look best at. Actually, I have the front jacked up right now because of trying to get underneath the front bumper. The truck does sit quite a bit lower than my blue truck, so this would be sitting just about front end up level. I mean, okay, I don't know. It looks pretty damn good. I got the jack underneath the cross member, right underneath the rack and pinion, and I tell you, it does look pretty good sitting like that, sitting level. So I'm not certain. I don't know quite what I want to do yet, but it may be raising the front to match the back. I'm having a problem spitting out my words tonight, so I might be on the same level with them guys as far as getting the front end lifted to match the back end. I don't know, it's sitting pretty good. It's still sitting kind of raked in the front just because my driveway slopes down, so I don't know. One of the other things I did do is pull this volumizer tuner thingy majigger out. I have never heard of this company. It's a PDQ volumizer, and I tried to Google it and nothing came up. I couldn't find anything. I did end up having to cut this little toggle switch that was in there on the dash to get it out, so guess what? It's not going back in. That's something else I'd like to hear from you guys about also. Let me know about tuning. I don't think I really want to do gauges in the truck. I mean, I'm going to do gauges, but I don't think I really want to do pillar gauges. One of you guys had mentioned about doing column gauges, like steering column gauges, or maybe I thought about dash gauges too, because the dashes on these trucks sit down just a little bit. If you look, we'll go out here and take a peek, see? If you look right here, they have the boost gauge and they have a pyro sitting right there. Now, it is going to get in the way of the defroster, so I could run them right across here and just put them in line. So that was one of the other things I had thought about too, was kind of mounting them right here on the dash. I don't really want to do pillar gauges, I'm kind of over it. I have them in my blue truck, so I just want to do something different in here. So I thought about mounting a pod right here of 3. It'll run the boost, the pyro, and the fuel. I thought that would look kind of cool, but something else I thought of too, and hang on, I'm getting there, is tuning on the truck. I'm not sure what I want to do with tuning. EFI Live is not available on the truck. It's 06 and newer. So it'd be like HP Tuning or HPP, I think, offers something like that for this truck, but then it's VIN specific. Then I have to take it someplace like Fire Punk, or I think Matt has an HP tuner out there that he could load it up, but then, you know, anytime I want to change something, it has to go back to one of them guys to be retuned. So I'm thinking like an Edge CTS 2 or a Smarty with the touchscreen. Just as long as those individual units, I've never used either one. I've got an Edge comp box in my truck. Just as long as each individual unit or each the boost gauge is fine. I can pull that right off of a manual gauge. Well, no, I can't. Never mind. Sorry. I'm thinking of going with just like the Smarty Touch or a CTS. But what I want to, what I'm gonna have to do some research on is make sure that the gauges are actually live gauges from its said sensor and not pulling the data from the OBD2. I don't want that. I want live feeds from each individual section. So that's one of the other things I noticed too when I took this volumizer thing out. That was hooked into the map sensor. It was hooked into the fuel rail pressure sensor, and it was hooked into the cam sensor and the crank sensor. So basically what I'm trying to do as far as the voltage overload is process of elimination. So that tuner is gone. For one thing, I've never heard of it, so that's why it's gone. So like I said, process of elimination. Now I'm going through and cleaning up on my grounds. Maybe it's a grounding issue, hopefully. I know I had spoke before about possibly being the alternator, but I don't think that it is because it's not a built-in regulator and it is putting out voltage. So I'm certain that it's, well, I'm not certain. I'm kind of on the certain, I don't know. I don't think it's the alternator. We'll put it that way. When I did do a search on that one code, the 2509, I believe it was, the one gentleman replaced his fan clutch because that is electronic, and that's what that code was for on him. So like I said, it was just some process of elimination as far as trying to get the codes figured out, and well, not necessarily the codes, just getting the overcharge figured out, because right now it's not charging the battery at all. It's just starting it off of the good batteries that I just put in, and then the one that I have hooked up on the driver's side, because the passenger side is not hooked up at all, nor is it crossed over. So just got to go through and get those things figured out so I can drive the truck. You know, it's kind of it's sitting here. It's been sitting here for a week now, and I have not been able to, or over a week, and I have not been able to drive it, and it's just killing me because I put insurance on it. I'm paid for tags on it, and I want to drive it, man. I just can't wait. I've never, I mean, I've driven a common rail. We have one at work, but this one's mine. I want to drive mine. So let's see, what else do I need to go over? Oh, injectors, the VCO injectors in the blue truck, second gen, whatever we want to call it. This is going to be the dually, and then that's going to be the second gen or third gen, second gen. I don't know. Let me know. What should we call them? The blue truck injectors, the LIO meter on the center console up there up top. That LIO meter is saying right around 22 miles to the gallon right now, but I don't put much faith in those because it is always wrong. So I have not moved off full, and I'm right at about 140, not 140,000. I'm at right about 140 miles on this tank full of fuel, and I have not moved off full yet. So I'm going to be pulling trailer this weekend, and that's what I did a lot of with that other tank, was I pulled a lot of trailers. So that last tank full with the sack style injectors finished out at about 14 miles to the gallon. So we're gonna see what these VCOs do. I'm anxious to see. Smoke, it's gonna smoke because of upshifting and downshifting. It's a standard transmission. So I don't know. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to go buy more fuel, I guess is what it's at, so I can see what kind of fuel mileage that we are getting out of the truck now. So other than that, that's pretty much all I have. Just kind of wanted to go over a couple of things with you this evening, tell you where I'm at with a dually. So it looks like a new bed is in my future. Hopefully there's not an ECM in my future, so I'm gonna go through and clean those grounds up. And tuning. Yeah, 3 of them. Tuning. Tell me what you... No, not that. Tell me what you want to do for tune, or what you guys would like to see for tuning. I'm leaning towards the Smarty, just because I've never used one before and I have not heard a lot about them. I've heard a lot about Edge, and I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm leaning towards, is the Smarty. I don't know. Let me know. Hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know. We'll see. And gears and all that stuff is going to be, looks like Yukon or Eaton. So anyway, just wanted to catch you up and let you guys know what was going on with the dually. Kind of just informative yet talking video. So by the way, I do know what I'm going to do with fuel. Hopefully it was shipped today. I did place that order, so yeah, I know what I'm doing there. So excited to have that on its way. Some other parts ordered, and we'll get this baby on the road and get it driving sooner or later. So anyway, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.